Hey guys, it's Katie. I hope everyone's doing well today. As I'm sure you're all aware, Tuesday is a very important day. A Court of Wings and Ruin will be released. We will finally get to see what happens with Feyre and Rhys, and I'm pretty sure we're all gonna die. Amidst all of my waiting and pining and watching other people's videos about ACOTAR conspiracies and theories and what might happen in the books following ACOTAR that Sarah J. Maas has announced, I saw this ACOTAR ACOMAF book tag, and I mean, like, I couldn't not do it. ACOTAR comes out in 2 days. I'm dying here. This tag was created by Anchored by Books. I'll have the link down below to her original video. So, for the last time that you will see me before I die, here we go. This tag is all character questions. So for the first one, it's Lucian, a book that can fit more than one genre. Obviously, a lot of books can fit this category, especially when we consider the fact that so many are like romances and fantasy and yada yada yada, and when we consider subplots like this goes till the end of the world. But for this tag, I chose The Unbecoming of Mara Dyer because if you've read these books, you know that they're very thriller while also having undertones of romance and fantasy, and it's kind of a big jumble of all these different things happening. So I thought it was definitely perfect for fitting more than one genre, and like similar to Lucian, we're like not sure how we feel about them because I know sometimes with the books I'm like really into them and other times I'm like, what is happening? Number 2 is Tamlin, a book with a nice cover but you don't like what's inside. For this one, I chose Allegiant. I know way back when the Allegiant cover was released, after like pre-orders had just started and everything, I was so excited and it was so beautiful. It was definitely my favorite of the covers thus far. And I was just so thrilled to read it. I spent so much money on pre-ordering it. And then the book came out and it was just so awful. So what? I hate Allegiant. Ooh. We could talk about that another time. Up next we have Amarantha, a book that haunts you. For this, I picked one of my most recent reads, even though obviously it hasn't had that much time to haunt me yet, like I can already tell that it's going to, and that is Morning Star by Pierce Brown. Morning Star is the 3rd book in the Red Rising trilogy. It was so good, so amazing, and I can't stop thinking about it, about every little aspect. Like, you know, it's one of those throughout the day, you're just thinking about different parts of it, and you're like, wow, like, I can't believe that actually happened. And I just feel like it's something, the concepts that were touched on, and the characters that we met in these series, like, I don't think I'm gonna stop thinking about them for a very long time, in the least. Next is The King of Hybern, a book with a lot of bloodshed. Now, this is a long list. I mean, authors love to torture us. But since it was bloodshed in particular, I figured the book that I've ever read that probably had the most bloodshed and the most upsetting bloodshed was Mockingjay by Suzanne Collins, the 3rd in the Hunger Games trilogy. This book, literally every time we turned around, masses were dying. It wasn't just like, oh, these characters that we love, like, got assassinated or something. It was literally like, bam, bombs were just dropped. Bam, everybody just got shot. Bam, there's a trap in the street. 4 more people just got, like, suffocated in gasoline. Like, it was insane the amount of death and gore that there was in this book. Which is saying something, considering the first 2 involved games where people played to kill each other to the death until only one person survived. Next up is Amren, a book that you don't know much about. I have a long list of like TBR series that kind of I've never got around to that were really popular like a few years back. So definitely a lot of these I've tried to keep myself from finding out about because I really want to like start them and like go in knowing nothing because I really enjoy going into books that way. Like I think for me that's the best way to read. I did just acquire the Kiss of Deception trilogy though, and I know literally nothing about it except that a lot of people love it, so I will be reading that soon and I know nothing, so I'm excited for that. Next up is More, a memoir. This is kind of disappointing, but I haven't actually read any memoirs. I do have Unfiltered by Lily Collins. It is on my stack for the summer and I'm really excited to read it. I'll definitely be getting around to it soon, and like, I mean, I pre-ordered it and I've had it forever and I just haven't been able to with school and everything, so I'm very excited to kind of delve into that and read a memoir for the first time since I'm definitely not that much of a nonfiction person of any kind, so it will be interesting. Next we have the lovely Rhys. Pick a book that you have a bond with. For this, I couldn't help but pick ACOMAF. A Court of Mist and Fury was just such an amazing book, such an amazing read. It was full of everything that I love in a story, with the surprises and like a secret that they finally found out that was a big reveal, and the romance was so perfect, but also it wasn't about the romance only. It was character growth and like personal development within the romance, and also like the drama of the plot was unfolding with like the whole battle that's about to approach with Hybern. And I finished it, and immediately after was like, I have to reread this. Like, I can't believe this just happened, and I haven't been able to stop thinking about it. I just love this book so much more, and so much more immediately than anything. Like, and last but not least, we have Feyre. Pick a book that got you into reading. I'd like to read since I was really, really young. So a lot of these would be kids' books. But I'd say the thing that really kind of kicked like the fantasy fiction series switch in my brain was probably A Series of Unfortunate Events, because that was like the first thing that I read that was different and long, and it wasn't just like this is a kid's book, everything is happy and everything works out in the end. It was obviously very dark and unfortunate events happened, and I definitely think that got me a lot more into this sort of genre than what I had previously been into. So that is it for this tag. Good luck to everyone who will be getting ACOWAR in the near future. I'm so excited. I'm sure you all are as well. Fingers crossed that no one we love dies, even though we know it's going to happen anyway. Thanks so much for watching. Have a good one.